One of the Halloween things?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yoda, I love that guy.
So this episode of Walking Dead, a lot of people have been talking a lot of shit recently on Facebook, but this is the one where people are like, "Oh yeah, Walking Dead, what up?" And I
Okay.
was like, "Oh, I'm excited to see this episode. I want to know what everyone's like,
Okay.
jazzed about."
Okay.
And after seeing the episode, jazzy things happen, but
Okay.
not what I would have thought for the mid-season, finale.
It was a little weird for the finale thing.
It didn't
right?
really end on a super cliffhanger where I was like, oh, that.
It did not.
Like there was no real craziness. All like the in quotes craziness happened kind of toward the middle of the episode.
Like the middle, like the end of the middle
Yeah.
was like the crazy part. Yeah. No, it ended. If we can blow straight to the ending.
Sure.
It ended with like in like a movie from like the 90s, like Blade 2, and all the people in like the leather jackets are like dum 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 dum, like they're walking across the street in slow motion, like oh no motherfuckers, dum dum dum, like all this like weird. Yeah, and like, but like walking to like a building for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but it was like the reunion. It was like the squinty and like the back of the neck, like you're my dog,
To
and
me-
like you're pretty, and like a lot of nodding, and like take my life a quarter mile at a time, and like kisses his head.
This
and,
should
like,
have been the episode before the finale for me.
Okay.
Because you established that you have like all of the factions want to fight.
Yes, everyone is on the same page and everyone is physically together.
Yes.
Not everyone.
Well, not like
most people.
the what do they call those people? The castle, the
kingdom.
The kingdom. The kingdom now finally saying like, all right, I think we should try to get some shit going.
A guy from the kingdom who's
Yeah,
like,
but
we
he's
have
he's
to
a
do
higher
this whole
up,
thing.
and
yeah.
I think he can get other people, and especially if he tips the hand to like I don't know, like that boy who's in the army now, like your dad was killed by Negan, and then like keeps going like and gets more people. I think he could
Yeah.
actually swing this.
Stuff's moving there. They're like setting up that to eventually be something
Yeah.
that happens or whatever the fuck.
And Carol, she's being a little bitch, but she's gonna fight. You can tell she's gonna do some epic shit toward the end of the season.
I kind of hate Carol though. I hate this.
Carol's grown to
I
be
don't
worse
like
as a
this.
character, but she's still, I love that Morgan's like, she's probably the most capable fighter in this room. She may have killed more people than anyone in that room. I don't know if she's the more capable fighter.
She might be the more survivable survivor or something like that.
Yeah, like her ability to chameleon-esque, like root into different areas.
And she will drag herself on like bloody stumps across the room to like gouge her eyes out or something
Yeah.
like that. Or she would. I don't know. What I want out of the Carol thing is like some scenes of her alone making faces that communicate to me whether or not she believes her own shit, or if she's having trouble with it, or if she's trying to be like dismissive of them
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
hard. I feel like I'm missing something, and I'm just like, why are you saying these things? What is wrong with you? And like I know,
want the
yeah.
Carol back. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm a bad bitch, like type of Carol. And I think that will come back at the end of the season when let's see, who would she even care? Someone will probably die. Maybe Morgan will get shot. Maybe he won't die, but like somebody who I think she'd be like, that's the last straw, and like she'll have like 6 guns. It'll be
One guy with 6 guns. I mean, maybe it's gonna happen, but it's gonna feel weird, right? Because like your whole point is, well, I don't know. Maybe that is the point. Because she says like, well, I can't be around anyone, because eventually I'm gonna have to kill someone to like protect them or whatever.
yeah, she'll just get over that.
I don't know.
And aside from her, everyone else is like, bitch, I want to kill somebody.
Yeah,
like everyone else wants to kill.
I can't separate whether I just am not having fun with it from whether I think it's like a bad thing with the Carol thing.
It might even
I
be
don't know.
Carol. They killed Glenn. It just
Right?
goes fucking nuts.
I
She's
just
like, I
want-
didn't like Abraham, but I liked Glenn.
I do not care for Abraham. No, I just want everyone to like swing in and like do the thing now or whatever. So the episode. That
The
we
episode.
watched.
It wasn't a bad episode. It was
No.
pretty decent. So we last left off where it was the governor with Carl and I always put the little fucking baby's
Negan,
name.
not the governor.
I'm sorry, Negan and
We've been comparing
what's
them
the
a
baby's
lot.
name?
Judith.
And Judith.
Okay, I was gonna say we have to because we just watched the other one
Yeah.
and we did that one late, so just it ends on the porch, Moogie and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
Aaron and like everyone's separated. My fucking thing, I tried to come up with like a code in my notes for like who am I talking about now or something like that. It was a miserable failure.
I thought Negan had some amazing lines in this
Oh
episode.
my God,
Did
yes.
you happen to write down a couple of those lines? Only one of them sticks in my head right now.
Well, what's your line then?
He brings this is when when Rick finally comes back and he's like explaining what had happened, and he's like, your boy snuck in with a truck.
I know.
He shot down he shot down a couple of my men. He goes, and I brought him back here, and I saved you from this man who wanted you dead. And this one took a shot at me, and I didn't even kill her, but Abaduke, or whatever the fuck that girl's name is, she had to blah rock. And he's like, hell, I even made him spaghetti. He wrote that down.
No, he was literally, he was like, your boy gunned down some of my men, but I brought him home. I fed him spaghetti. And so the way he said spaghetti, I was just like, oh, this is amazing. Because he leads off by saying, how about a thank you? And I'm like, holy shit, Rick might kill you now. Holy shit. But then he goes on to explain it, and I'm like, okay, man.
No, he was beyond reasonable.
It was crazy.
And like,
crazy.
I kind of pictured he was going to kill the douche dude.
That was amazing.
Because
that
I was
scene
like,
was amazing.
this guy is a fucking weasel, and I'm like, Negan's like the most. I don't play that game like there is.
Yes.
And bam.
Well, so first of all, his name is Spencer. We've been calling him Seth for 3 episodes.
Yeah, whatever.
But
He's
no one
dead
says
now.
his name, whatever. So like they were developing him a lot. Things were happening. I knew on some level maybe he was gonna die now or something like that. He's like practicing in front of the mirror high and doing his whole like shit.
I thought he was going
like,
to talk to that girl
Me
to
too.
work his way in
Me
that
too.
way.
I did
He chose
think
a
that.
way worse way.
Well, he like brings a 1/3 full bottle of like whiskey over to Negan.
Do you think he poured some of that in a cup and it's like in his house?
That would
Because
be-
he's that kind of guy.
It is consistent with the profile, but I don't know if we'll ever find out. He goes and talks to him. They play pool outside. They're doing all this stuff. I started thinking of, do you remember from Die Hard when they have like the first Die Hard? One of the office building shitlords is like, I'm gonna go talk to these guys, and he goes inside the terrorists, and he's like, Bubby, we got you covered, and he's like, do you? And he's fucking doing this all, and you just know like the whole time like, fuck this guy, like I hate him, but he is totally like that tension of like something's happening. Yes. So they're playing pool and they're doing the whole thing, and he's talking or whatever, and you can tell, and then it builds to its inevitable conclusion. The whole thing with like the guts, he ain't got no guts.
I was picturing something different though. So like he says something, he's like about how like Rick's this and that, he's bad, and Negan goes, but Rick, he's out there. He's getting things from me. He's swallowed his pride. I thought he was going to say, he's got balls. And I thought he was going to cut his nuts.
Oh, wow, okay.
Is what I thought was going to happen.
So you weren't saying there was like
you ain't got no balls.
You ain't got no balls. And then like he doesn't even die. He just doesn't have balls anymore.
Well, he'd bleed out.
And that makes his upcoming date with Rosita even like less of like a thing. No, that was when he like asked her out anyway, and the whole thing like that. After she's like, I used you or whatever. I'm liking her more and more.
Rosita?
Yeah, I kind of didn't
the
like
cut
her
on
for a
her
while.
face makes her look much more badass.
Yeah.
Always, whenever someone has a cut like below one eye, I'm always like, yeah.
Hudson from
Get 'em.
Gargoyles.
Yeah.
No, like I really didn't like that character for like a long time, and I don't know why. It might have been her like pigtails and short shorts and all that stuff, but they've changed her look a bit, and they've given her some more like material to work with.
If you flash her from her
I
first
really like
appearance
it,
to
yeah.
now, it looks like a totally different person.
It does, yeah.
Because she used to have the hat so low to her head and like the hair down and
Yeah.
just like dressed like in the Daisy Dukes type of shit, where it was like, all right, it's not really practical for the apocalypse.
Yeah,
and now
it
she
felt
just looks like a
like,
person. They've made her into a more of a character, not just like like a sex symbol type of thing.
I was gonna say it felt almost exploitative, and I normally don't care about that, but it made me like not even register the character properly. But now
exactly.
I'm like, you're cool.
No, she was totally just a background character in her first season.
She was serving a certain purpose, but now they're
Yeah.
like, no, you're gonna be.
She
you're
was
gonna be a real character.
Abraham's arm candy, and now she's a character,
Right.
and that's better.
No, big time. And I did like the thing on the face. So like, we're just kind of working backwards, but yeah, there's a whole explosion. So she shoots Negan, right?
She attempts to shoot Negan.
Well, she shoots at Negan,
Yes.
and Lucille stops it. I thought that was kind of the dumbest thing ever. Do you have thoughts about this?
Now, just tell me, why did you think it was dumb?
Because like it just happened to block it. Was it already there? And like she shot, did he see the gun and lift it up there? Like he was holding it already. Like, well, how did this happen? What are the odds of that? That's crazy.
It didn't
to me.
bother me so much, and like it didn't embed very far. But I also was like, it's a homemade bullet, so I don't know if you know.
Sure.
If our smart man knows his exact ratios for things.
No, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, so it didn't really bother me, I don't think, that much. Because there has been stupider things,
Sure.
and like things like that have happened in real life, where like
Yes,
like an
yes,
object
yes.
blocks a bullet. my favorite story about the bullet blocking is a kid that was in Columbine, and he got shot in the back and didn't know it because he had textbooks in his backpack, and totally saved his life. And I was like, this is the best thing ever.
If only I brought more books.
But like, so like,
No.
it's
Yes.
plausible.
Bullets can stop things. It all makes total sense. But like, I don't know if they cut away or just cut to black or do something there. I think it was a commercial break or something. When it came back, I was just like, oh, come on. I was like, it like bothered me for some reason.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world though.
I pictured
And
it
lets
just wasn't.
him,
I didn't think it was gonna be a kill shot. I thought it was gonna hit
Yeah.
him like in the shoulder or something,
Yeah.
and just be like a weak bullet, and it wasn't gonna kill him.
Yeah.
But no, like it was fine by me. I loved when he's what's her name? No, I keep saying a rook. What's her?
A rot.
A rot. I love when he's like a rot, kill somebody, and just like fires. Like I wouldn't have chose her, but you know,
That's fine. You technically carried out my orders, all right. That.
'cause she just like spins and fires.
She's like, and just like
Yeah.
kill someone, yeah, and like, because you see like the Sam Raimi gun cam or something, and it was like going by Carl for a second, and you're like, oh no, all that stuff. Carl's eye socket looked a little better in some scenes.
I would
here.
love it if she shot Carl and it goes through the eye socket and he's fine somehow.
And just like, whoo, just makes a whistling noise.
Like when you shoot a donut person. Oh.
like when you shoot a donut person, like you do.
Yeah.
No problems.
Oh.
Fucking, it's weird to go backwards.
Something I was thinking too, like I was like, I don't know how slow it would be to die if your guts came out of your body.
I had that thought, too.
I was like, is he gonna turn? Like, did someone stab him in the head and I didn't notice? And then like when he turned, I was like, okay.
So
And a lot of blood from that top view. He was like
Yeah.
coating the earth.
I did like that he turned. I expected him to.
The girl
I,
still could turn, like no one watched her. She got shot in the head immediately.
Yeah, but the headshot would make you.
Oh, that's true. That's
right?
true.
Right. It was like a face shot, so I think that
Yeah, I
counts.
guess.
No, like I expected him to turn. It did seem like a little late. I heard somewhere that like a gut shot takes a while to kill you. That's in a Tarantino movie or
Well,
something
yeah,
like that.
the guts are. It's
But
like
this
a
is
pain. It's like a
just,
painful and slow death. But
yeah.
like his guts were on the outside,
No,
so I
he
thought
was-
that would have been quicker. Like
was
just
so-
the blood loss.
He was so opened up that the blood must just I don't even know. But
That knife of Negan's, that's like a Rambo motherfucking
Yes,
knife. Like
yes,
I'm like,
it
oh
is.
yeah.
And I loved how when it all ends and everyone like disperses, you just get that shot of Rick with his face.
Yeah, Rick
Just
gives
like,
that like quibbling bitch face like all the time now. Where I'm like,
Yeah, but he was so.
I want to see like the eye twitch though, where I know like, okay, he snapped. He's going to bite some neck. Like I want
Okay.
that face.
The neck biter has returned. No, like I felt like in this he was like broken and just like this high pitched noise in his head and just like, well, fuck. And
At
just,
least none of his
know.
people died. Like they're all
Okay.
his people, but
Right.
like no one real died.
no one likes.
I saved
Spencer.
you a lot of food. Or what does he say when he?
One less mouth to feed, or
And
something
it looks like
that.
she ate more than her fair share. Like he threw in some like little
Yes,
quip
yes,
at the
yes.
end. Where I'm
And
like,
from the looks of it,
Negan.
we can. No, yeah, he's a wascoey whatever. So many things happened in this episode.
So like just to keep going on a method of
Please.
jumping. So this ends with them going to the hilltop.
Yeah.
And like so it's Carl, it's Rosita, it's
Sasha.
yes.
Maggie was already there with them, right? So Daryl's there. Jesus and Daryl have showed up.
Yeah, so like
It's a
that's the
pretty
cool
good
thing where you
scene.
realize you're like, oh, cool. So like Daryl got to the hilltop.
Yeah.
We have like a posse of people that can actually kick some ass.
It's a good posse. It's missing Norgan, Morgan and Carol.
Well, yes,
like
and
whatever.
Michonne is God knows where. Like, what
is
did you
she not
infer
there?
from that? The car
Okay.
turned around.
We have a
and
strict-
it looked like it parked.
We have a strict policy of not rewinding, which is starting to bite me in the ass for some of these things.
Sure.
So they got to what? Was it just the compound?
They
what
got
were they
to
looking at?
Negan's compound,
Okay, because I couldn't tell what the fuck.
like the factory or whatever.
Yeah, but from that angle and like the roadway
It
and
looked
stuff,
different to me as
I
well.
was like, what are we meant to take from this shot? And then like when they cut away, I was like, was that a weird gigantic graveyard? What are we talking about? And then she says, we're all Negan, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean by that? It's just a big. Why does she think people? Whatever. And then she says, yeah, there's a silencer in the glove box. You still have a chance. Get rid of this car, burn it, roll it into a lake. You'll make it or something like that. Which I inferred to mean like, well, you can't let me go because I'll be ironed in the face or they'll kill my daughter or whatever the fuck. So I have to kill you. So you can't do anything but kill me. Don't worry, though, there's a silencer in the thing, and get rid of this truck because they'll find it from the truck. And I've already given up on life because I'm just one of Negan's like appendages at this point.
It was how it seemed to turn around and drive away a little bit that I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
I was, and with her speech, I'm like, that's totally a way to take it, and that could be exactly how it goes. Or it could be like, she's broken, she's realized this, blah, blah, you're going to do this attempt, I got nothing to live for, I'll help you in. Like,
I didn't even realize that Michonne didn't show up again. You know, she's not in the crew at the ending thing. Right, so they're... No, she comes back.
Does she?
She talks to Rick, I thought. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, she does.
I don't remember her at the hilltop, but I guess she was there. Because she comes back and talks to Rick, right? And he's all like, I realize that now. Like, we got to fight.
Yeah, you were right.
And she's like, we can do whatever the fuck we can do.
No, yeah, how did I forget about that? Interesting.
But she's vague about what happened. She doesn't say, yeah, I just killed some bitch. There was a whole thing going on or whatever the fuck. She just says, like, I went and they have, like the numbers are crazy. Abraham was right. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But we still have to fight or whatever. And that's been my policy this whole time. And I'm glad it took a lot for Rick to kind of like realize that or something like that. I guess he was hoping that the show of violence was just like in the beginning and then everything might be fine or something like that. But like,
honestly, there wouldn't have been more violence if Carl didn't kill some of them.
Right.
Like,
potentially.
Rick was right. It probably would have been fine. Every now and again, things may have gotten a little like,
right.
This and that, but like what's his face got beaten because of that sign they found.
So that was the point in the episode where I realized I didn't think things were going to be okay, but there was a point where I was like, oh, shit's going to hell. This might be it. This might be where shit goes to hell. Because like, yeah, they're like beating down Aaron. And he's trying to explain himself, and they're like just bullying him and being shitty and all that stuff.
Well, he's hired a bunch of goons, so
he has hired a bunch of shitty goons. But like, I don't know. Part of me as like a businessman and like an efficiency person is just like, well, he was literally the person that just brought this stuff back. Like he of all the people, he's proven that he's like an earner or whatever the fuck.
Well, they didn't kill him
and
for that reason.
And you're going to reward him by like beating the shit out of him. I was like, what the fuck? For like saying the wrong thing. What are you looking at? Nothing? You saying I'm nothing? This like stupid like what the fuck? Like this is horrible.
Why would they keep that note?
I don't know.
Or is that note in every box?
That note is in every box.
That boat had a photocopy machine.
How do you feel about that note? How do you feel about that boat? How do you feel about those boots? How do you feel about something that rhymes with boots?
What boots?
When they're driving away, you see like a human-y boot stand in
Oh yes,
into frame.
Yes.
So like the note says you won, but you still lost. They like waded through the canoe like the broke. So this is a whole sequence here. I liked Aaron being like, I'm gonna pretend he didn't say that, and goes and kicks a thing and like comes back and like these are oars. Oh, and then they go through and the boat's sinking. It was very dramatic. I actually got into it. I was feeling good about it or whatever the fuck. I totally thought Aaron was dead. And I wasn't that sad about it at all.
I immediately, when he went overboard, I was like, in my head, I'm like, go underwater! They can see you underwater!
Okay.
And he did. And I survived because he followed my advice. I think it's a little weird how they did it.
I expected him to be bitten, though. And like help Rick, and then be like, "You're gonna have to go," because they were talking and like loading things, and I half expected him to be like, I got bit in the hip, though. You got to go without me or something like that. And just be like, oh, shit. And then he's like, peace. And then something or whatever.
I like that they, like, steered the actual boat to the river.
Yes.
To to the end there and unloaded it like that. And I'm like, I don't know if it would work like that. Like, he said something like he's like, we got paddles and the wind's on our side. Or something. I'm like, that's a houseboat. Like,
you're like, what? And, like, the shore is a certain angle or something and kind of go all the way or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was fine with it, though, because that's the kind of thing that I would usually point out as, like, why didn't they do that? Because there's usually weird stuff that happens. So when they were unloading
the truck, I didn't see any guns, though. Did you see any guns?
You see guns on the boat.
Well, no, I saw guns on the boat.
Yeah.
When they were unloading the box truck to Negan's men,
Back at Alexandria?
I did not see any guns.
I did see a gun.
You saw a gun? Did you see lots of guns?
I don't know.
I'm wondering if they hit any of those guns.
One of the guys picks up a gun and goes, hey, cool. And I was like, cool, or whatever. From, like, one of, like, the Rubbermaids or something like that. I was thinking about that too, because he said like the only thing that he ran out of was ammo. He has so much stuff or whatever the fuck.
And I was like, they have a guy that can make ammo, or at
Exactly.
least they did, until that failed shot makes Negan question where you got this bullet. This is crimped and blah blah blah. It's homemade.
How'd you feel about that? Was that like a little too like, why are you an expert at everything, or like is it reasonable that he would know enough about bullets and homemade bulleting and all that stuff?
I don't know that after a bullet is shot. Like, did he?
It
He
still
pulled
retains
it. He
enough
pulled
of
it
the
out, like, because the part that
did he pick up the casing right? And he said,
but
look,
the casing,
look at these crimps.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because the casing is what they use to make the bullet again. So wouldn't the casing just look the same as the first time? I don't know enough about bullets to really answer this question, but that was just my thought. I was like, this seems a little convenient.
Yeah. No, it was it was sort of a thing where I was like, I guess we have to show him knowing you must have made this bullet or something like that. Because how hard would it have been to have missed a bullet and have a bullet around to like shoot him with or whatever?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
The cool thing for me is that like Eugene was like, it's not gonna be you that gets hurt if you do this. No, no, no. I don't care. Something.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's exactly as he predicted it. Someone innocent dies because of him, and Eugene himself goes down.
Gets like hauled off. No, and he was making a face like, "Bah!" Like he was super like, I can't believe this is all happening exactly as I predicted.
We're gonna relieve you of your bullet maker. Doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna keep him. He's gonna make bullets for us. It could mean I'm gonna chop off his hands slowly.
So he can't make any more bullets unless he gets particularly talented with his tongue.
And if he does,
like,
I got a job for him. It's one of my wives.
One of my wives. I don't, so that was a whole fucking, so like Rosita talks to Gabriel, and he's like, it doesn't have to be you. Like why do you have to die though? He was doing like a very therapist-y, priesty sort of, thing that I liked.
There's even the Spartacus moment. It was me. No, it wasn't. It was me.
Yeah. Once they're back at like the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, so like Rosita had this thing with her where she was like, she like admits that she was using Spencer. She like says, I don't care as long as he dies. She's like goes at Eugene like, listen, Lord fuck, just fucking make a bullet for me. She pushes all the way to like the end and ends up on the ground with a knife to her face, and Olivia, whatever her name is, gets shot, and this whole thing goes to shit. So she's gonna have that to like carry around now with her scar and be badass.
The reminder.
And do some things. We can move backwards into time with Daryl and his whole escape.
Yeah, so we don't see who gave Daryl the note, but we've assumed some things. Daryl makes his way out. He finds his way into what's his face's room.
Whose room was that?
That was Bernie McFace steals Daryl's identity.
Bernie McWanna Daryl.
Yeah.
No, that was Dwight's room.
Dwight's room, yeah.
How did we know that?
The carvings. Because Dwight carves wood.
I thought that was a chocolate bar.
You need glasses.
You need some glasses, motherfucker. No, that's awesome. He's eating peanut butter. He's like, he gets a hat and a fucking thing, and he's walking out. And, like, you hear a lot of stuff that you don't see, and you see, like, a little bit, but it's very cool how it's very Daryl-like focused. They never cut to, like, or something like happening or whatever, and he gets outside where like the bikes are and all that stuff
for the second time, and he finally gets to actually use the bike.
Well, he runs into Fat Joe.
Yep, and then Fat Joe becomes Squished Joe.
Fat Joe is like, yo man, listen, he like drops his candy or whatever he's eating or whatever.
No, it felt very human.
Yeah. Doing that thing, and like it didn't feel like he was just waiting for his chance to like get one over on him. It felt like he was literally like, listen, they call me fat, whatever my name is, that's horrible. I'm just trying not to die here. It's just the world, it's just whatever. But Daryl embracing, because Daryl let Dwight and like the chick go back in the day.
Yes.
He had a heart-to-heart with Rick, like I should have killed them or whatever. Like it would have stopped all this from happening. And he has been in solitary confinement. He made this face.
Just thinking about his past and his future, and if I ever get out, I won't make the same mistake twice.
It's never gonna happen again. And he made a face like, and then just fucking bashed the shit out of him. Yeah. I wrote down whack. And then Jesus comes out like, oh, hey.
But he had to, because even if you're
he had to.
It would end up right back where he is, if that guy says anything at all. And what are the odds he's going to be a good little boy and not say anything?
No, and like the way the situation works there, the like pressure, the tension is so high. No one can even risk looking the other way because Negan could just decide it was your fault and now
Yeah.
whatever. So like there is no even like, well, maybe I'll get a fine. There's like no, like no one can. So like yes, you have to kill him or else you can't get away.
Yeah.
And they got away, which I'm very happy about. Fuck.
Yes. Not because Daryl was, he's one of their guys. Like, you need Daryl.
Daryl's a fan favorite, a crowd favorite. He's got to be on the team. He's a badass.
Well, Daryl actually kills shit, like, professionally, too.
Well, and he's like a tracker. He's everything.
It's
right?
very useful to be back on their side.
And he can handle himself alone, like, no matter what, basically. So there's no, like, you can just put him on the bike and be like, you go that way. And he's like, got it. And
Yeah.
he goes, no, that's super, like, very important. Shit.
And I'm glad to have Daryl back and not, like, in normal episodes. Because I wasn't a fan of the Daryl only episode just because I didn't think it showcased Daryl as the way I wanted enough.
Yeah, now we can potentially get some awesome action with everything.
What was the girl's name, the blonde girl that was Maggie's sister that died?
Who's Maggie?
Beth.
Andrea?
I liked Maggie and Beth. Maggie. I liked Daryl in the
Oh,
Beth episode.
Beth. That was awesome.
I thought they had a good,
I wanted them to. I wanted them to smash.
Copulate? Yes.
Yeah. That was where my notes were like, are they fucking?
You have that note for Daryl and every character.
Are they fucking?
Daryl and Carol, are they fucking? Daryl and Rick, are
I was
they
like,
fucking?
is Negan gay? What does he mean
For
by
Daryl?
that? For Daryl? He says he said. I made that comment before because he said, like, you don't kill that, not till you tried some or whatever. I'm like, Negan, what the fuck? What is he? What?
Check out Walking Dead fanfiction, erotica.com.
Walking
to,
Dead /
see Daryl and Negan.
It's like furry and Walking Dead crossover fiction. I'm very proud of it. Eugene, I just made a note of like his face or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like when they come back, because they're still coming back from the other thing or whatever, from making the bullet, and they run into Spencer and they're coming in, and they're already here, and they we picked up right where that like had left off last episode, and Eugene's face the whole time. They had these tight shots of him like. I'm just like fuck, like he was not into this from like the very beginning, and then like Spencer's flirting with that blonde savior, and she says, "What are you looking at, haircut or something like that?"
Do you like to watch? And he says, "Yes."
Yes.
I mean, no.
It was great.
But we know he does.
He literally does, which is hilarious and just like, just very uncomfortable, like weirdness, and like her way of flirting is like, you should come to Negan's house sometime. I'll buy you a sandwich or whatever. And he's like, all right, that's cool.
So here's for prediction time. Who do you think will kill Negan eventually?
It's rough, right? A lot of
Because
people.
it could be anyone.
A lot of people have what I would call a reason to kill Negan. What do you want? Do you want to metagame it or like screenwriter it? What angle are we coming at here?
I just want your best guess as you. Who do you think is going to kill Negan?
My best guess is me. I can't do that. I think that they're going to give it to Maggie. Maggie is that like Rick has sort of been like grooming / promoting Maggie. I think in that ending scene they like do like the handshake, like the Roman handshake or whatever, and he's like, "You're right. Like I'm ready. Like kind of like lead us or something that. Like he's sort of he's now the like minister of the military, like defense guy, and she's sort of whatever, and like Glenn died and she was crawling around, and like he said like you were right from the start or whatever, but now I'm on board. So I think it's like more and more her like ship, and she has.
You think it'll be Maggie?
Well, she has the personal angle with like the love, because Abraham, both of those, Sasha and like Rosita had some stuff, but not the same kind of thing. She's pregnant with Glenn's like kid and all that stuff. So I think
so. Like the poetic justice says
that
you think it'll be Maggie.
I
think it'll be someone from the left field.
Okay.
I think it'll be someone you don't expect necessarily. Of course, like there's Rosita, there's Carl. Like Sasha even wants to kill him. There's a lot of people that want that kill.
You think it'll be Judith?
Probably Judith, like a Who Shot Mr. Burns.
I was just
situation.
gonna say like a Mr. Burnsian twist.
But I'm thinking if it's not somebody like maybe like a Daryl character, I think it might be somebody from his own camp.
Oh,
I think it might be a twist.
It'll be Dwight.
Something.
Yeah, interesting.
That's what I'm thinking.
Huh. I could go with that. 'Cause that cleans the whole
if
group.
you
from
write
it,
down
you know?
who hates Negan, I think everyone in his group hates Negan, and everyone in our group hates Negan. So everyone hates Negan.
Let's just say who doesn't hate Negan. Anybody?
And Lucille raises her hand.
Lucille's. Unfortunately, Lucille's vote's the only one that counts.
It's true. You got anything else to say about this episode?
Well, we already touched on it, but I really liked the beginning. I really liked Negan, like, shaven, and, like, again, like, is Negan Carl's dad? Like, he was...
Always against the
Yeah,
grain.
the shaving instructions, and that he's shaved there, he's so comfortable. He's like we said, like, he's on the porch, and this whole image of him on the porch, and he's wearing, like, a white t-shirt. He looked like Rick in like, the wide shot. It was freaking me out. And the whole Paschetti thing, and he's like, here, taste it. All right, fine. And the whole thing, like, pass the rolls and all this shit, and where's my lemonade or whatever, like, unusual, like, creepy, serial killer-ish, like a horror movie almost, feelings of, like, what is happening here? Why is this happening? Huge fan.
That's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
A big fan of the Negan character. I like him a lot.
Yeah, it's weird that he's, so irredeemable, because I remember last episode I'm like, maybe they'll have it where, like, his men are really this, like, force of nature that he's contained, is like, oh, he's
anything is still possible
takes a
because like
monster to tame the monster.
they can do anything.
I don't think now though,
No,
right?
well, no. I still think he
I guess
if
anything's
they
always
really
possible.
wanted to make him redeem, they could. But I don't think they're going to do that.
No. But it's a weird position to be in where, like, I think that they're trying to paint him as the most evil person possible, but there's still this thing of, like, I love him so much, though, for what he says, and for his ability to be like, I did you a favor just now, and all that stuff, and you're like, oh.
He'll be at Comic-Cons for a lifetime, I think, because of this character.
How long do you think this character lasts? Do you think he's dead by the end of this season?
I would wager he's probably gone at the end of
Probably?
this season.
I wonder where they go from
Has
here,
any
then.
bad guy lasted, like, more than a season?
Was the governor more than a season? I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Seasons are like tough for me to like remember.
Well, everything's like a weird half season thing. I don't think the governor lasted more than a season, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know where the seasons begin or end or whatever.
Let us know in the comments below, guys. How long was the governor around? How long do you think Negan will be around? Until next time, don't die in a fire.